Hey, it's Kayla. So I have like a small group, I guess you would call it, at my church called Joshua Circle. It's actually this woman who I love, um, and she lost her son like 3 or 4 years ago, and her son was Joshua. And I guess from him dying, I'm not sure exactly how it got started because I wasn't at this church, or I wasn't in church at all whenever all that happened. But and I went to this church for a while before I started going, and someone mentioned it to me, and I started going, and it has been awesome. It really is just like so good to get together with other people who, it's the definition of church, I guess, or maybe not the definition, but what you do at church is, to get together with other believers and other people who, have the same morals and beliefs as you, and get together with them after you've been out in the world for, all week or however long, and just get together with them and talk to them and encourage them. And if you're not in a place to be encouraging people, they can encourage you. And anyway, so I was there tonight, and this older woman said something about, in a joking way, she said something about us praying for a man to come to her, for her to find a man who loves her like Christ loves the church. And that is true. We should want a man who loves us as Christ loves the church. But she said that we would pray that God would help her find a man. And I've kind of been single like all my life. I mean, I've had boyfriends here and there, and back before I got saved, I was very promiscuous, extremely, and I don't know, I figured that, and all that stems just from wanting to be loved and just to be with somebody, and my hair is not oily, by the way, y'all. If y'all see my other videos on YouTube, I'm doing the no poo method. I just took a shower and washed it, so it's wet. It's literally wet. It's not oil, I promise. I just need to point that out. Anyway, I was way off topic, but what was I saying? Anyway, so whenever I got saved, I figured, and for a long time I thought, I just knew my parents were praying on me, because I was raised in church, and so I just knew that my parents were praying on me that I would not get with anyone and never find a man until I got where I needed to be with God, whenever I got my heart right with God. So I was like, how are they going to pray that on me whenever I've asked them later on, and they're like, no, we never prayed that. And anyway, so I'm just figuring as soon as I get saved, like, God's going to send me this man, I'm going to get married, it's going to be awesome, and, like happily ever after, fairy tale stuff. Was not like that. Which I've only been saved, it'll be 2 years in October 13th. But it has not been like that at all. And for the first year that I was saved, probably, I yearned for that. I wanted that so bad. I wanted a man more than I wouldn't have admitted it back then, but more than I wanted closeness with God. And that is not how it's supposed to be. I've heard people say it before, but he says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you. So first and foremost, we need to have God front and center, first and foremost center of our life before we're looking for anything else. So we just need to be trying to find God, I guess. But what she said, and God really just like taught me this back whenever I was really just trying to, find a man. Like, I work in a restaurant, and obviously men come in there, and I'm just like, I was driving myself crazy. I was looking so hard for a man, and I was just like, every remotely attractive man that would walk in, I was just like, oh my gosh, is that him? That might be him. Like, oh my gosh, this might be my future husband. Like, that sounds crazy, but your mind works like that too. But I just feed into mine a little bit more. Maybe your mind doesn't work like that, but mine does. And so I was just going insane about it. And I'd be nervous whenever I went up to my tables. I couldn't just be me because I was scared. I was like, what? It sounds stupid, but it's like, what if this is my future husband? Like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous going to talk to him. And it's just really stupid, honestly. It sounds very dumb to say it, but that is how my mind was working. And it was honestly, the devil had me in bondage to that. Like, I had that on my mind above all else. And so, Proverbs 31, I don't know that I had ever really read it very much, but anyway, I guess I had heard of it being about the virtuous woman and stuff, and so I started reading it. And Proverbs 31:10 says, "Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies." So this is, what is it, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. I don't know how to say his name, but this is his mom talking to him, like giving him words of wisdom. So she's saying, who can find a virtuous woman? She's talking to her son. So tonight, whenever that woman said, for God to help her find a man, that is not on the woman. It's really not. Like it's, this whole relationship thing is a picture of Christ loving the church. She was right there. But we don't find God. He finds us. He comes to us. He chases us down. He woos us. He makes us fall in love with him, and then we become one with him. It's like a picture of marriage. It really is. And so that really freed me up a lot whenever it said, who can find a virtuous woman. That shows me that I'm not supposed to be looking. I'm supposed to be out here becoming this virtuous woman for a man to find. A man is going to find me one day when I'm not looking for him. And things have happened along the way, and right now I am at such a good place. I was able to tell that woman tonight what I'm telling y'all right now, just to seek him first. And during that time, you are going to become that virtuous woman that is going to be worth finding, that is going to be worth more, far more than rubies. So I don't know, God's done a lot of stuff in my life though, and he has just let it work out to where I am so happy and content with just him. I love him so much. He has done so much. He's been so good. And a man can't even compare to that.